So the risk of sanctions, there's a lovely line from Telemar. Long-term, Turkey remains a key ally of the US, particularly in its positioning to Iran and Russia. So the level of these sanctions, they might be banner headlines, but their impact will be less punchy. What do you reckon?
I think there will almost certainly be sanctions. The question, as you say, is how severe they will be. The Turkish side is essentially betting on President Trump that he's going to either not impose sanctions or that it's going to be a very light package. And if you look at the reaction in markets, it seems the expectation is the same, that this will perhaps be a series of sanctions targeting parts of Turkey's defense sector rather than the economy at large.
Yeah, the expectation certainly seems to be that the reaction in the lira won't be as strong as it was to the removal of the central bank governor. And on that, how do the concerns around central bank independence play into the EU accession talks?
I think the EU has other concerns with Turkey right now. The EU is also threatening sanctions against Turkey, but it's for drilling around Cyprus. As far as the central bank, I think the concern there is about Turkey's financial stability. And last year we had a lira crisis. The expectation now is that the new central bank governor will cut significantly, and we could see a repeat of that situation this year.
Well, certainly Mr. Erdogan is promising rate cuts, and that's going to be an interesting one. It will reduce inflation to single digits by the end of the year. Can I ask you where we are in the political chatter? Obviously, the Istanbul mayoral rerun, is there talk of him losing control domestically, or is that just Western media overhyping it?
I think it's far too early to talk about Erdogan losing control. What you can talk about after this election, which he decided to rerun and then lost by a giant margin of more than 800,000 votes, you can talk about the sheen of invincibility being gone, and there are signs of that in other fronts as well. You have certain very influential members of the party who are defecting, talking about starting their own movements. But you have to remember that Erdogan is in power for another 4 years until 2023, and in Turkish politics, that's close to an eternity.